So this is the last time I'm gonna talk about this because this shit is getting annoying. Um, Odell, your time here was pretty much unforgettable. Now I know there's gonna be a lot of Giants fans that want you back. For me, that bridge was burnt the minute you threw Eli under the bus. I believe that ownership have not forgotten about that. Um, like you serve no purpose here. You know, you can't stay healthy. I believe you're the same player that you was 10 years ago. Nothing has changed. You know, just because you have a son or a kid now, that doesn't mean anything. Because I have 4 or 5 friends that became a dad at a very young age and they wasn't in their kid's life. You know, they were on the streets. So it depends on who you are, you know. But I'm pretty sure, you know, you're going to be a great dad, and you know, I wish you nothing but the best. But in terms of just coming back here, I mean, there's a lot of players that came back. You know, Akeem Nicks, you know, first round draft pick. You know, he came back here. Brandon Jacobs, he came back here. Uh, Bradshaw, he came back here. So just because you know the reason why they came back is because they had great relationship with the organization. You know, they did things the Giants way. You know, they didn't throw nobody under the bus. They did what they had to do. You know, they didn't cause a distraction. You know, which obviously you did. You tried to be a leader. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. You tried to be a leader, but obviously that leadership went out the window. You know, hanging out with the celebrities, hanging out with Drake, hanging out with Manziel. You know, partying on the yacht. You know, just doing stupidity stuff. You know, but again, when you're young, you know, obviously nobody could tell you no. You know, Victor Cruz was the biggest letdown because he was a vet and he knew better. You know, he could have pulled him aside, yo, Odell, don't do that, man. Like, you know, just be professional about it, this and that. You know, taking your shit off before the game in Green Bay, and then Green Bay putting like 38 points on y'all, which, again, you had no business. That was all the defense, but you dropping key